Hey guys, Joker88 here, and welcome back to Cumminsburg. I went ahead and did a little off-ramp here once we crossed this river to get to our main city. And I went ahead and actually changed the downtown layout a little bit.
chance. Hey, where are you, honey? Give it one more chance. Where are you, honey?
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
To see what's behind these closed doors, but I promise you, babe, I'll always be
we've kind of got a combination of tunnels, and we got some stacked roads here. So some of the tunnels come out, so we have multi-layered roads here, right on the river here. And of course, there's still a little bit of terraforming here that I need to do to make things look better. But we're kind of getting the idea of what I want this downtown to look like. Now I put down a whole bunch of assets here that I've downloaded off the Steam Workshop, towers and skyscrapers and stuff like that. And I think today we're just gonna kind of sporadically place these a little bit. Maybe not necessarily as sporadic, but maybe planned out a little bit. This kind of bank here I terraformed, and I kind of want to put some trees and maybe some cool pathways, you know, from this upper level here down to this lower level where there's going to be, I'm going to do some parking lots and stuff in here next to this stadium. Anyway, and then more terraforming and paths, you know, along these hills here. And then it's going to just kind of fade down into kind of flat, regular, grid-like city. And then as far as this side goes here, I've got, you know, this upper avenue that's going to come down. And these roads that I put these buildings on are just temporary for now until we can clear this area out and kind of lay that area out then next. And I would assume that on this side of the river, it's going to be similar to this side. So once we lay this area out, it's going to have this kind of similar thing, but I think I might actually keep it this level. But I'll have a cool canal wall and some parks along the river here, which will be pretty cool. So let's just get started. I think that for the center piece, I really love the Sears Tower, which is called the Willis Tower now, up in Chicago. So I'm going to go ahead and find kind of a good spot for this. I kind of like something kind of closer to the river here, just for the first building here. This kind of fits nicely right in here. So maybe let's just put it here for now and just kind of see. I like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Now these buildings do seem really tall so far for our city, but I want to kind of get this downtown laid out so that we can work our way off of it in multiple directions so it looks very organic. I don't want to have like a huge city over here and then the downtown's here. We need to have the downtown, you know, here, and then we need to have parts of the city here, parts of the city over here, and then we can have parts of the city here. And I think right here would be an awesome spot for an airport. So that's something we can keep in mind. So we've got our Sears Tower there. Let's go ahead. What other buildings do we have here? We've got let's get another kind of taller building. So the Aeon Center, which is actually I downloaded the placeable Rico. So let's get the Aeon Center out of the menu there. Now, you know, talking about view, I think for the most part our main view is going to be from this area, so we want it to look like downtown's over that way. So that's kind of the view that I want to look from to see if I like the placement of the buildings and stuff like that. Let's see. I think something like that actually kind of looks good. Maybe let's move it over one. So I kind of dove right into this episode. I didn't do a time lapse at the very beginning. I'm going to do a little bit of time lapse when I start zoning some of these areas. We need residential, and I think I'm gonna zone some here and maybe fill in around some of these buildings. I don't want to get carried away though too fast. That's part of my problem with the game, is that I just wanna like go too fast sometimes, and I need to just slow down a little bit. Okay, we will put this building. It's actually, let's put it there. That's kind of cool. I thought it was. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll speed this time up here a little bit, because this is going to take a little bit of time, and then I'll come back to you. I think I found a good pattern for these buildings, a good placement for them. We've got a lot of buildings from Chicago. I live fairly close to Chicago, and I like to travel to Chicago, so some of these buildings make me kind of feel at home, and I like that. But I think this river view is coming along very nicely. You know, you're going to have the river and these big buildings next to it, and all this nice double layered roads. I went ahead and put this Statue of Wealth right here, kind of in this little spot that didn't have anything in it, and I'll end up doing a really nice park around here. But I think for now, let's go ahead, and I want to zone some residential and get some people over here. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to zone basically from this red building out. Kind of about like that. We're going to need some schools over here too. Something I'd like to do actually over here is put these Metropolitan. It's Wing A and Wing B. I think that would be really cool. It might look cool in this little area here, and that's something we could do. Now, I kind of forget which way these go. Let's just put them down and see if I can make it. I think it worked. Maybe it was like that, and then I think the other one might go... Okay, that was the same piece. Let's put this one down first. Somehow these things connect. I might have to do it on a straight road, actually. There we go. That connects right there. Awesome. That's actually kind of a neat spot for it right there. Kind of a neat little eating area right in there. These are really neat buildings. I'm going to go ahead and turn on, let's see, options. I'm just going to turn, I need to get a mode for day-night cycle. That's a mod that I need to get. There we go. Speed up some time. We need some commercial now too. So let me add some high density commercial throughout here. Cool. Cool. So we're kind of getting commercial in this area. I think power. Okay, we've got all the power we need. This side of the city, on this little jet out here, I'm going to have kind of more buildings, but I might do some more in the lines of New York. In this point here, we're going to have a lot of commercial offices and stuff like that. I may do some office spaces in here, but okay, nighttime's coming, so we get to see our city for the very first time at night. Cool. Looking good so far. Some of these buildings haven't lit up yet, but I think, yeah, there they go. They're starting to light up. So cool. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Perfect. I love the view. And we're looking at our downtown across the river there from the view of our park that we did in episode 2, I believe. That looks cool. I'm going to take another screenshot. Cool. Man, that looks good. It looks super good. Nighttime really brings the game alive. I love all the different color street lights, you know, between these avenues, these 6 lanes, and then like that's so cool how those are yellow. I'm not sure why these are yellow though and these aren't. Maybe because those are bridges. And then look underneath. Wow, that looks cool. They're wanting more commercial, so let's just zone back here. Maybe I can add another little road back here. Try to jam as much commercial as I can in here. Let's do the paint tool. And we'll end up terraforming everything at the end here, kind of. Let's see. Let's kind of do a neat little curve and have a crazy intersection there. What I want is for these buildings to upgrade and be towers, kind of like this commercial area here. That'll really fill out the baseline of all these towers good. So we need to also add a police station. Let's find a good spot for downtown police station. Let's see. That's actually not a bad spot. Then we need a fire station. For the fire station, I'll add it down here. I like that.